This is the story of a woman who killed her husband and then never spoke again. Not to the police, not to the court, not to anyone. Her silence lasted for years, and it disturbed people far more than the murder itself. This is the silent patient. Alicia Berenson appeared to have the kind of life most people secretly envy. She was a talented painter, admired for both her work and her beauty. Her paintings sold well, and critics praised her emotional depth. She lived in a large, elegant house in a quiet part of London with her husband Gabriel, a successful fashion photographer whose career was steadily rising. From the outside, their life looked calm, stable, almost perfect. There were no public arguments, no rumors, no visible cracks, until one night when everything ended. Gabriel Berenson was found dead in their living room. He had been tied to a chair and shot 5 times in the face at close range. There were no signs of forced entry, no signs of a struggle. Nothing appeared stolen, only Alicia. She was found alive in the house. She was unharmed. She showed no emotion. When the police questioned her, Alicia did not explain. She did not deny the crime. She did not cry or scream or plead. She said nothing at all, and from that moment on, she never spoke again. Psychiatrists later declared her mentally unfit, and instead of prison, Alicia was sent to a psychiatric facility for the criminally insane. Her silence quickly became a media obsession. Newspapers gave her a name. They called her the silent patient. People argued endlessly about what her silence meant. Some believed she had been abused. Others believed she was a remorseless killer. Some thought she was protecting someone. Others believed silence was her punishment. Alicia never confirmed any theory. Before the murder, she completed one final painting. It depicted a woman standing alone, trapped and voiceless. Alicia titled it Alcestis, after the mythological woman who sacrifices herself and is condemned to silence. The painting became famous. So did Alicia. But one man became obsessed in a way the others did not. Theo Faber was a psychotherapist who believed silence was never empty. To him, silence was a language, a sign that something powerful was being hidden. From the moment he learned about Alicia's case, Theo believed she could be made to speak, and that when she did, everything would finally make sense. Theo arranged a transfer to the psychiatric facility where Alicia was being held. He didn't want to observe her from a distance. He wanted to understand her, to reach her, to be the one who succeeded where everyone else had failed. When they met, Alicia said nothing. She showed no reaction. But Theo felt something unsettling in her presence. This was not confusion or fear, it was control. Other staff members warned him. They told him Alicia was manipulative, that she enjoyed control, that she had driven previous therapists away. Theo ignored them. As he investigated Alicia's past, he discovered a childhood shaped by emotional neglect, a cold, distant mother, a deep fear of abandonment. Alicia had learned early that love was fragile, conditional, and easily taken away. At the same time, Theo's own life began to unravel. His marriage was strained. His wife grew distant and secretive. Instead of confronting it, Theo escaped deeper into Alicia's story. He became convinced Alicia had been betrayed, that the murder was not random, but the result of something devastating that happened that night. Then, after years of silence, Alicia finally spoke, not enough to explain everything, but enough to convince Theo he was close. What he didn't realize was that Alicia had been watching him just as closely, and that the story he believed was being carefully shaped. As the truth approached, details began to shift. Small inconsistencies grew impossible to ignore. Alicia's silence no longer felt like trauma. It felt deliberate. When the truth finally emerged, it was horrifying, not because of what happened, but because of who caused it. Alicia's silence was never weakness. It was protection. It was patience. And by the time the truth was spoken, it was already too late. This is not just a story about murder. It is a story about obsession, control, and the danger of believing you are the one asking the questions, because sometimes the most dangerous person in the room is the one telling the story.